Salutations, nerds! We're watching the MCU and all its glory.
Welcome to Off Slate Media. It is Tuesday. We are going through the MCU in a series we are calling Phased Out. The series that is likely to make Nick here just hate Jared and I.
Not yet. We're not there yet.
But soon.
Soon.
But soon. And we're just... Why are we doing this, yes? Because we're just tired.
I didn't even do a full snore and he's gone.
Anyway, this week we are covering my personal favorite of the MCU, I believe.
All 30-some, and this is his favorite, the fifth one. And I don't blame him.
Maybe second favorite if you count Homecoming or No Way Home or whatever it is.
You just said it was your favorite. You literally just said it was your favorite.
I know, it's up there with the No Way Home or whatever.
This is my favorite one. Well, actually, second. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
Did you say
well...
the same thing for Iron Man?
No, I said best one.
Oh, okay. Two very different things. You're right.
Especially when we're talking about this. Anyway, I just have one question to start off with for Jared. Jared?
Yes.
Do you fondue?
No.
I was talking about bread and cheese, damn it.
Also, I shouldn't.
Bread makes you fat.
It's
Bread
bread?
makes
I thought
you
it was
fat?
cheese.
It also makes you fat.
No, I was saying that I shouldn't eat. Wait, fondue is bread too?
Bread and cheese.
Oh, there's bread in there? I might like it.
And also meat and also
dipping
meat
your
and
finger
cheese.
into fondue cheese.
Oh, wait, fondue. I thought the fondue was the cheese. No, fondue is its own thing that you dip in the
You
fondue.
do the fondue,
cheese.
yes.
Fondue is the style
You think
of
I've
eating.
gone to a fondue party?
No, because it's not the 70s.
I was gonna say I have had family members, probably all of us, had the head shag carpet, and it's just. So you do it to your siblings, and they do it back, and then when they do it to you, you get mad, even though you started it.
And then
Great
you
combo.
know.
Fondue, cheese, and long carpet.
I know.
Wild times.
Yeah.
So anyway, Captain America 1, the first Avenger. Guys, I love this movie. It's the most comic booky movie that we have seen to date, and I just wish that all of the MCU was like that, because it just is. It's dumb. It's dumb, but it's fun.
It's dumb, but it's earnest. Like,
That too.
the entire movie is just like...
Ernest
no,
goes
this-
to war.
Oh.
It's like,
I
Hey,
would
you're
love
that
to
Red
see-
Skull fella, aren't you?
I would have loved to see Ernest on the super soldier serum. He's all jacked and buff.
Hey, what about I getting to ride in one of those tanks over there?
And then you have, I don't remember the actor's name, but the dude that plays Elrond in Lord of the Rings.
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving, there we go. Can never go wrong with him.
You can't.
You really can't.
Especially when he's in Happy Feet and he yells, "You insult the great Gwyn!" Took me until this past Christmas, while it was on in the background at a party, to realize the great Gwyn as in penguin. I spent years of my life not thinking about that, and then I realized, oh, that's just penguin. Oh, I feel stupid. I was a stupid kid. The great Gwyn. It's like, okay. Oh. Thanks. Thank you, Hugo Weaving. Yes.
Anyway, Captain America 1. I first saw this when it first aired. I was with Drew. And let me tell you, the amount of explosions in this thing, I just love it. I can't say enough. I don't even really have a specific thing that I can say is just fantastic about it, except I just love it.
For me, it's Chris Evans. 100% Chris Evans. Like, when they said they were making this movie, like, oh, I'm going to hate this movie. Captain America is such a boring, lame character in the comics. He's in every video game in the 90s just because they're like, hey, we got him. Let's use him. Nobody ever picked him. Nobody ever wanted to be Captain America. And then this movie comes out. And it's Chris Evans just like, no, I hate bullies. That's my thing. It's like, I just want to go out there and help people and protect people and use a gun. It's weird seeing a superhero just grab a machine gun and mow people down. But they do a lot of that with Cap in these early movies.
I mean, BVS, Batman did that.
And everybody was like, that's weird, but you go back to
But
here.
it was after this.
Yeah, you go back to here and everybody, he's got guns all over the place.
It was World War II.
It's true. Yeah, what is he going to do? Just throw the shield at everybody? No.
Yes.
Gotta pack him a little bit.
I was not a fan of the casting when they announced it because what 2 movies was he in that was the only exposure I had to him at that point?
Probably Fantastic Four.
Yep, that's it. Just those 2.
I thought maybe not another teen movie where he's also playing a very Johnny
With the-
Storm-esque character.
With the banana in his butt.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I know that because that's the Varsity Blues parody.
Yep. And like a million other teen movies.
Yeah, with that scene.
Yeah, that
And
It's one of the last great parody movies, I think.
because it's like the second one of those
Yeah.
run of them of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
But when they announced him, I remember talking to someone and I was like, I don't see it. And they're like, you don't? I go, no, because he's like the goofy like broski.
Yeah, like chauvinist kind of, like, yeah.
Yeah, and now he's playing like the American superhero who's supposed to be like more straight laced and
pure morals.
square.
And,
It's like I don't know. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, I still see Johnny Storm,
Mhm.
but he's good.
Very good, yeah.
And he only gets better, if I remember correctly.
Well, once he transforms, we said it when we watched it in our 2019 rewatch, where it's like you can see the masking
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on the little body. It's
that
like, oh,
head does
I can see the line. It's like it's not blended well.
Oh yeah,
at all.
especially like
2011.
if you go to if you go toward the end and when they're looking at his picture in the file,
Yeah.
you can really see it. But like even when like I forget.
I really want to compare that picture and see if they touched it up for Endgame. See if they were like, all right, let's fix this floating head thing for the picture in Endgame.
He kind of looks like Paul from the Alien movie, Paul,
Alien Paul.
with the little body in the head. Because his head, it's disproportionate. That head is so much bigger than that little body.
Yeah, Seth, I don't
in
like bullies.
In one of the
Edgar Wright's Paul. Everyone
Edgar
thought
Wright's Captain America.
the first Paul. You're saying
First Paul Avenger.
Just sorry, I'm picturing Paul out there saying the thing you just said. I don't like bullies. Red Skull.
He's got Nick Frost instead of Neil McDonough.
Just I'm Dugan.
No, it's one of the recruitment scenes where like you see his neck muscles go down and one of them just like ends or like the shoulder
Yeah.
the shoulder doesn't respond correctly and you're like
Is it weird that there's still worse CG way later in the MCU than that?
For
get
different
there.
reasons.
We'll get there.
That's more of a limitation of when it was made. And, the budget's smaller.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's no excuse for that stuff.
MODOK should not look like that.
Oh, my. We're not there. That's way in the future.
forgotten about that character in the MCU
Probably for
until
your
now.
sanity.
So
I've
they
seen
picked
that movie once.
They did pick the perfect director to match the cheesiness of this. Joe Johnston. You got Jumanji, Jurassic Park 3, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. October Sky is great. Not that these other ones aren't great, but I really like October Sky. And that does kind of match that 1950s Americana. Yep. The Rocketeer. And then
No, he's got the vibe of the movie down.
the
for
Page
sure.
Master. He also did
The
the
Page Master. Oh my gosh, we need to watch the Page Master.
He also
I'm
did
worried it won't hold up to my childhood memory.
the
I'm worried it
Wolfman,
won't hold up to my memory of the Sega Genesis game.
Hidalgo, and the Nutcracker movie from a couple years ago. That
The Four
wow,
Realms?
6 years ago now. Yep. But yeah, like when you look at his style, it's like he's always just his movies are goofy, fun. That third Jurassic Park is not good. It's so much
That
fun.
is an understatement. There's only one good Jurassic Park movie.
Oh, there's two.
What's the second one?
The second one.
Eh,
I said ish.
I know. But Joe Johnston, good pick. When you watch this, it's like, oh, whatever you say about him as a director and his skills, the man has style, and it fit this perfectly. And man, do we just not have style anymore in these movies?
No.
And even in the even in the rest of this phase,
Or honestly, really
there's
good
some
side
lack of it.
characters. Like this movie, you had not a waste of Stanley Tucci, but it's a waste that we only have him in one movie.
He has like 8 minutes of screen
I
time.
know, like, and they are.
But the Tooch was not loose.
I love Tucci in this movie.
I do too.
He is loose. That's what that Tucci is loose means, Jared.
No, he's got to go full Tooch.
Oh, that's true. He was a little reserved in this one, but his whole everything about him and watching Steve and the interactions with him and Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones tried in this movie. I didn't think he would try in a comic book movie again, but he tried.
Okay, so I don't remember. I just watched this yesterday. I should remember. I don't remember from previous viewings, and I think I looked away. I did my patented looking away at the thing that I was looking for. Did he get to press another red button inside that car? I believe he did, to make it go zoom zoom.
Someone did.
Maybe? Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was him.
Hit the Fast and Furious Nitro button.
Yeah.
No, hit the Men in Black button. Duh. It's Tommy Lee Jones.
Oh, yeah. He's in Men in Black.
Best line in the movie, by the way, is I ain't kissing you.
I'm not going to...
So good.
Yep, I'm not going to kiss you.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah. I love that man and his just cranky attitude in life.
Yeah, I think what you were bringing up was his, entourage of war buddies. That would make such a fun time in, another movie or a show.
The Howling Commandos are such good characters in
Yeah,
the comics.
and
I always liked them better than Cap.
But they're not used at all outside of Bucky.
Warriors 3. The side characters that aren't comic book characters are getting more play than comic book characters are putting in your movies.
And it's often why a lot of these movies just feel lifeless. It's because supporting characters and side characters don't have that much character usually. A lot of people point to why the Raimi Spider-Man movies feel so lived in, because they have such great side characters.
I did think through the entire thing, I was like, I kind of wish young Tony Stark was old Tony Stark instead of the Mad Men Tony Stark.
Howard Stark.
Howard Stark, yes.
You would rather John Slattery have been young one instead of Dominic Cooper.
No, I think reverse.
You prefer you like the one that is more like Tony.
I like the young one.
You like the
I like the old one too. I like him a lot.
I agree. I like Dominic Cooper's take on. It's a very Tony Stark Howard Stark.
Because the John Slattery's supposed to be a Walt Disney type when he's older. I was looking up the timeline. I'm like, how old is he? I realized, he was 50 when Tony was born.
Yeah.
I was like,
is that according to the MCU timeline?
I went to the wiki.
Okay.
And it was 1917 he was born. It's Tony's born in 64 or something. So it's yep, he's 50 when he was almost 50 or whatever when he was born. That tracks.
Which makes sense if you're a guy like Tony or young Howard, kind of bopping around, fondueing all over the place.
Fondueing all over the place.
So yeah, wait till he gets a little older to settle down. He's got an empire beneath him. He's not just testing out experimental cars that hover and things like that.
This is the third movie in the year of our Lord 2024 that you've seen Dominic Cooper. He's in both Mamma Mia movies. He's the one that the main character is marrying.
Here we go again.
Did you, the second I saw him, I go, I know that face.
I didn't recognize him in those.
Oh, was a Sky from Mamma Mia.
I didn't recognize him in those.
He looks exactly the same.
I didn't recognize.
It's probably the pencil mustache, but I saw him. I go, I know that face.
Yeah, because I watched a couple episodes of Preacher, and it took me a minute to realize it was him because he doesn't have the pencil mustache.
Oh, another familiar face I saw. When I saw his face, I was like, wait a minute. It's as he's choking on cyanide. I go, it's Thorin from the Hobbit movies. Richard Armitage.
There's a lot of genre people in here.
Oh, the one that I saw, Jenna Coleman.
Yes, at the Stark Expo.
Yeah.
And then you have Natalie Dormer from Game of Thrones.
Was she the other one?
She was the one making out with Steve after he got
back. Okay.
With the big
My
eyes.
number one choice for Captain Marvel before Brie Larson was cast. But yeah, a lot of genre people popping up. Even the main cast, you have Hugo Weaving,
Toby Jones.
everything. Toby Jones, who I adore and kind of hope he makes another comeback later on in the MCU.
What have I seen Kenneth Troy
Isn't he
in?
dead and just in a computer right now? Am I thinking of the right
they destroyed
person?
that computer, but Zola always finds a way to be back in the mainframe. I want the head and the body. That's what Zola is.
So
He's a TV screen in a body, and that's what I want.
So you want to
Okay,
be
I didn't
Kang
know
from
about
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yes,
Turtles?
that's exactly what I want.
I can buy that.
Hey, we're off the deep end of the MCU. I think we're ready for it. We had MODOK, we're ready for...
I mean, shoot, Batman had a crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Why not Spider-Man?
I think Spider-Man's crossed over with Archie. Does that count? Punisher's
Can
Archie.
we get a Riverdale Spider-Man movie? Oh my god.
It's not out of the question. The Archie universe exists in all comic timelines. They have fought Predator. They have fought the Punisher. Has been through Batman.
Have they met Doctor Who?
Yes, I believe so.
Elf.
They've also been zombies before. The
Elf.
Archie, probably. The Archie universe has gone everywhere and done. They're the Simpsons of comic books.
Oh man, I was gonna bring that Captain America comic book.
It's called a comic book, yes. You looked at me like you was like Captain America comic book.
I do love that they use the first Captain America comic book in the movie.
Oh, they do.
And yeah, the first Captain America comic is the one of him punching Hitler.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that's his first appearance. I believe. I could be wrong.
What were you saying?
But
I wish I would have brought the comic book that I was talking about last week.
The Captain America one.
Yes.
Which one is it again?
I don't remember the name of it. I just remember what it looks like on the cover.
is that the one you said it wasn't Steve? It was a different Cap.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's a mid '90s one.
So probably John.
John Walker. Actually, yeah, we were talking
John
about that
Walker,
last week.
Texas
Yeah.
Ranger.
Also,
In the eyes of a ranger.
young Sebastian Stan, he's a lot scrawny, like naturally scrawnier than what he becomes.
Yeah. The unexpected stranger had better know the truth from wrong from right. Yes, he is scrawnier.
Jettisoned over to Walker.
Yeah, great. Now that's going to be in my head all day. Yeah, he is scrawnier looking, which makes sense because then they pump him. I was gonna. Why is it we both jump to pump?
Because that's what they do. They pump it up.
I remember when I used to be an MCU hater, because now I can't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm just kind of over it. But before it was like I used to hate it because I loved Iron Man, and all the subsequent ones up for a while I was like, I do not like this. And it was like, oh no, there goes Bucky.
See, even as
Won't see him coming back.
I was like, it's just Bucky. But I also knew that he was coming back, so.
Well, in subsequent ones too, when it's like supposed to be a really serious scene, I'm thinking of the Ant-Man after credit scene where he walks up and goes, Bucky. And I just start laughing. It's like, nope, mood ruined.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of Bucky.
What's his name? Is it just like James?
Yeah,
James Buchanan Barnes. Bucky Barnes.
Although the Winter Soldier comic line is top tier, it's so good.
Doesn't he at one point become Captain
Yeah.
America? Okay, I think we talked about this
he's
last
got
week
a
too.
Star-spangled arm. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
A star-spangled arm with a parm.
With the side of arm.
Wasn't a parm? No, that's a pram. A little bit less dyslect. I had a trouble spelling.
Gotcha.
Ugh. Yeah, a pram I think is a baby carriage in Britain, isn't it?
Yeah.
But parm, star-spangled arm with a parm.
Jared, do you need a break from talking?
No, I'm perfectly fine. Thank you.
You sure?
You telling me what I can and can't do?
No, I think you're having a stroke.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, but Sebastian Stan is also very well cast in this.
Yeah.
Before it was like, yeah, that's Bucky, but now this time it's like, no, like the tough guy New York type thing. He fits it, and then you can feel the friendship, and then when he dies, there's a little bit of something there. It's like, okay, yeah, it's might have been more powerful if it was like one of those things where like it's result of his actions to kind of add fuel. It's kind of a what if, but it works without it. Okay.
And it is kind of a result of his actions. Because Steve tells him like, "Hey, back up! Like you can't handle this," and he runs forward with the shield anyways. But I also think that happening in a big action scene, it kind of happens real quick.
Oh yeah,
it takes away any emotion that could be there.
Yeah, I was sorry to cut you off. I was telling him.
That's about it.
I was telling Jake earlier, like, That second half of the movie is a mess.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
the
it-
Expendables
so good.
Marvel edition.
It
And it's
just
beautiful. Don't mock it.
I'm not mocking it. I'm just saying, like, the first half is so well structured and is actually like a good origin story. Okay, it feels different. It's attached to real life history. It's got this fun style and it's well cast. And then it's after he breaks them all out of that prison. It just falls into pandemonium.
You mean because they start shooting Tesseract energy at everyone?
Oh, it's like there's that, and this just the montage of all the action
You
scenes.
don't
Is
like the montage of him jumping on tanks and hitting them with the shield? Oh my god! Or that one where he like jumps off a hood and
that's the
grabs
stuff,
the chain. I love that thing because the explosion goes behind him and he goes forward. And how do you not love it? It's so stupid.
It's like
I love it.
It's already 2 hours long. It doesn't need to be longer. It's like that train scene. You could have milked that like 5 to 10 more minutes and like upped the suspense and upped the like. This has the potential to be a really good action scene, mid to late movie, and it's kind of just.
It's sad. It's one of those scenes that I just forget about until I rewatch the movie. It's like, oh yeah, Bucky dies here. There's a whole section here where Bucky dies in this train scene. It's just I never remember it when thinking about the movie because it's over so fast.
We
It's
don't really get a
overwritten.
fallout.
No,
it just kind
it's a
of.
scene to set up Bucky dying. That's
And,
all it
and
is.
then I mean after like he's sad for a second and then it's nope, we got to keep moving. It's like this is supposed to be a
Gotta set up
very
the date with
big
his best
moment.
girl.
No. It's just overwritten with your memories of the Solo train scene.
Which is the best part of that movie.
It's not saying much, is it?
No.
I love that movie.
Of course you do.
Of course.
Of
you
course you
love
do.
it. You can like anything you want. It's fine. There's no reason to hate Solo because no one but you ever thinks
Star Wars
of it.
is dumb, I love it.
Yeah, Star Wars is dumb and I love it. Star Wars is stupid. Love it.
With
That
2
was-
O's.
Stupid.
It's a fun movie to watch because then you try to figure out, hey, where did Howard step in, and which of these scenes are the ones that Lord and Miller did? And it's the good scenes that are Lord and Miller, and the rest is Howard, I assume. Anytime a joke you kind of smile at, that's Lord and Miller. But it's a fun watch to try to figure that out.
Haley Atwell is really good in this movie.
She
And
got 2 spin-offs.
what's the second one?
What If? That's her voice in it, isn't it?
I've never seen any of What
To the
If.
point where they put her live action in Doctor Strange as that character.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I've
like-
never seen any. I've not seen any of What If.
Yeah, they
But-
kind of hinged a lot of it on her character. I haven't seen season 2, but a lot of it's based around her character because it's received so well. She's so good.
I will agree that she is so good. I will disagree that show pushed as hard as it could have.
Yeah.
Because it still is kind of like, okay, this little thing is different and it still ends up the same way. Why am I watching this again?
Welcome to What If.
But yeah, she's good. You've seen Agent Carter.
I have not. It's
You have
one of the
not?
few MCU attached things I have not
Shame.
watched.
That's why
I
we
watched
hired
way
him.
I watched almost all of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., did not watch Agent Carter.
But
And
it's
it's
like
got people I love in it.
it's like
Isn't that
10
why we
episodes,
hired
isn't it?
him?
It's 2 seasons.
It's 2 seasons. I
Doesn't
thought it
it
was
have
only
the
one.
dude that does the Jarvis voice?
Paul Bettany.
Yeah.
No, it's got
Howard Stark, maybe?
It does have Howard Stark, and they also introduce Howard's butler, who is the only character from the TV shows to make it into the MCU. He's in Endgame picking up John Slatter.
Yep,
Ah.
Yeah.
The only character that made it from one of those TV shows into the movies.
that's right.
So as far as we know, Captain Carter or Agent Carter is canon, whereas Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not. Because, yeah, well, she's great. Honestly,
Well, yeah, I mean, she was in it. She was in Endgame too, wasn't she? Are we ever going to get a movie about the time that he redid? That would be interesting.
If they lose enough money, maybe.
Somehow they get Chris Evans back and all this.
He's already said, like, yeah, I'll come back. Oh, like, him and Hemsworth, like, kind of love being in these movies, but I think Evans just like, I'm getting some roles elsewhere. Let me take a break from this, but I'll come back if you need me to.
So I wonder if in Brave New World, just pow.
But if you do, please bring him back as an old man. I want the version of him at the end of Endgame to be the version we get in the next Captain America movie. I want 90-year-old Steve Rogers.
Just
I
out
want
there kicking
Joe
ass and
Biden
taking names.
going up against Harrison Ford.
Oh man,
Just
And
turn
while
the
he's
rumble off.
And then
fighting him, he's just singing, "It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling you're growing inside."
And then you got what's the other guy? The Red Star guy.
Oh,
The Russian equivalent of Captain
David.
America.
It's David
David
Harbour.
Harbour.
What's the? It's like the Red Avenger or something.
Red Guardian.
Red Guardian. There we go. I brought up that meme I sent to you the other day of like December 16th, 1991. Peggy, oh my gosh, the Starks were just found dead. And Steve, does anyone want salad? It's like, yeah, he kind of just has to sit back and let things happen.
That's why I want a movie like that. Maybe he is the Nick Fury that's chained to the moon.
Let's go. That'd be so cool.
The other theory I had while watching this is maybe Howard Stark is the Nick Fury that's chained to the moon. I don't know why I thought that.
Can we make it the John Slattery version, though? I don't know what it is I want. Just give me the old guys in these movies.
Just make it the Expendables.
Yes.
Dolph Lundgren. I mean, Chris Evans does slap a grenade in the Avengers. He jumps and goes, "Whoa!" and it explodes like
He
a foot
does.
below him.
That's right.
Plays volleyball with a grenade.
Yeah.
See,
So
when
does
you
Dolph Lundgren.
when you slap a grenade in the MCU, it's stupid MCU. If you slap a grenade in Hacksaw Ridge, it's just stupid.
I wasn't even talking about Hacksaw Ridge. I was talking about the Expendables.
See, again, it's supposed to be dumb fun, not when you're trying to be super serious about a true story. It just, whoop. Oh, that
Also,
movie's bad.
I'm counting that as you using a weapon because you aimed it at.
Yeah!
Like, you used a weapon, sir. That is
I
how
don't-
that works.
I'm not going to shoot at guns.
I won't do it, sir.
Won't do it, sir.
Also, that scene of him jumping on that grenade is kind of cringy.
No, I love that scene.
I kind of find it fine. It's campy Americana. It's like, of course it's the scene that proves he's right.
Maybe
for
it's campy Americana that just kind of makes me cringe a little bit
Because the end of that
sometimes.
scene is Erskine just grinning at Tommy Lee Jones, still skinny. And it walks away.
Yep, still skinny.
That's fair.
Still skinny.
That's fair.
It sets up that line so because like Tommy Lee's just like, dang it, he was right. But I was also right.
I do like the flag scene too. That's
the flag
fun.
scene always reminds me of Mulan.
Yeah.
Except instead of actually climbing it, he outsmarts it. Mulan should
Yeah.
just cut that thing down.
Yeah.
No, she didn't.
She should have just cut
Oh.
that thing down.
Okay.
It's a cool moment, but instead, when you hit that before the big refrain, you know, where she's climbing, instead it's and then she stuffs that flag in Shane's mouth and the internet goes nuts.
Maybe you should write the Disney live action movies.
Hey, I'm poor. Hey, hire me.
Did she cut it down in the live action one? I don't remember the live action
That's
one.
where she ties them together.
Yeah, no,
and
that's what
climbs
happened
up.
to
I
me.
didn't watch the live action.
That one,
so-
that one,
Oh,
that's what
live
happened to
action.
me.
I thought you said the anime. No, I didn't say the live action. I'm not going to waste my time on that crap.
I don't know. You wasted your time in The Lion King.
I'd rather drink chai tea
Why would you say chai tea? That literally means tea.
because that's what they call it in real life. You think I'm a tea drinker? I'm saying because they say chi and it's spelled the same, isn't it?
No, it's not. Chai
Oh.
is Chai.
Oh, never mind. See, that's how much tea
Oh
I
my
drink.
gosh, this is what I deal with.
Yeah, you chose this life.
Oh my gosh, this is what I deal with. Oh man, go
Hey, man, you're not crippled. You can't say that.
Hey, listen.
audio listeners. My hands are in the air. I'm
Twice today, Jared.
Jared is
off.
ableist.
I'm backing off. Where were we? Oh yeah, Haley Atwell is very good and heavily underused in this universe. Makes sense
What else
why.
would she have done?
That
Hey,
makes sense
they're
why.
They're making it
but-
work. They're getting her back.
How are they getting her back? She's dead.
She was just in Doctor Strange.
Oh, that's right.
She's in What If Season 2. I think she's like the main focal piece of What If Season 2.
Are they doing another season?
I don't know. Probably. It does well. And people actually really like Season 2 more than Season 1, apparently. Because they weren't tied all to Phase 1 of the MCU. And it kind of went in two crazier directions. I, again, have not seen it. This is just what I've heard online.
All right.
Did anyone else find it funny where he's flying near the end? Again, spoilers. He's flying the thing near the end, and he's like, I'm going to have to put it in the water, and then promptly put it on land.
Very soft land, though, because it just slowly starts sinking in. And I'm just thinking, like, Did he knock himself out when
Yeah,
he crashed?
that's what I was.
Why didn't he just get out?
That's what I was thinking too. Like, they say he's been asleep for 70 years, but like, okay, I get that his body can heal itself, but like, wouldn't eventually he wake up? I don't know. Maybe the cold. Maybe the cold. Like,
he was nervous about his date, so he's like, you know what? Maybe
he
take a
did
little
miss
nap
it.
beforehand.
He did miss a date. Like,
I also love that scene of him waking up.
It runs out, and it's like, it's just, I had a date. It actually is a good last line.
That, and also like him figuring out, I was like, yeah, I know this game. I was there.
Actually,
Where am
I felt like the director or whoever did the art direction for this took a lot of heavy influences from Vanilla Sky in the way it's colored and in that shot.
See, the Vanilla Sky thing, though, is because it's Times Square.
Yeah.
But
and
there's
also
people
because of the way
there.
the shot works.
It's kind of hard to shoot Times Square in another way. I doubt they were actually there.
Yeah, maybe.
I
You
don't
don't
know.
think they look like they were actually
I
there?
think there are set photos of them shooting that.
Interesting. Oh, that's
I remember
expensive.
when it came out, people were
It
like,
doesn't look-
oh, he's going to make a jump to the future type thing. That we weren't sure if it was going to be for Avengers or this movie.
I
or
sort
if
of-
that was halfway through the movie. And I remember the internet being crazy over that when those
See,
movies came out.
I also kind of wish they'd have left it. We don't know if he's alive or not.
Yeah.
That would have been more. I am the type of person that likes to think about things, though. But I realize why they had to do it like we talked about. They had to get it up to speed for Avengers.
It's literally the
Especially with
last
how the
one.
end credit scene is of the movie.
Is that the punching bag scene?
There's that, and then there's
It's a
the
whole
Avengers
trailer.
Oh, that's
The
right.
end credit is the trailer for the Avengers, which
'Cause-
is a very early 2000s trailer.
Yeah.
I was like, I know it's here. I know it's here. Fast forward.
Oh, man, just... Yeah, and then thinking about it, it's like, when he's like, I gotta put it down, it's like, couldn't you grab, like, a piece of debris and,
Couldn't
like,
you
lodge it to point down, just jump out? I feel like
Also-
there are other ways
There are
out of
ways
this.
that
There
people
are.
survived that, yeah.
I'm just saying, he already jumped out of one plane in this movie. I mean, he literally fell down on one of the aircrafts, got into it, and flew it back up. By the way, there were also a couple of aircrafts left on that thing by the time it was going down. I'm just saying, there were ways around this.
Okay, put yourselves in Cap's mind. He's in a plane full of nukes. You gotta hide those nukes. Just because you took down Red Skull,
Why
you
didn't
take
they-
down the Nazis? You gotta hide them in the frozen water. It was a sacrifice play.
Yes, but if I'm,
And that's
but
all it was. It wasn't
they-
a
they also
writing issue where he could have escaped. He needed to go down with those nukes.
no, the Avengers needed him to go down with those
That
nukes.
too. Although if he didn't go down those nukes, we would have had Old Man Cap fighting in the Avengers. And again, so for that.
I do. What if Cap is the Nick Fury chain
That's
of
what
the
we're gonna see
moon?
what happened between that time. It's in a What If episode that nobody will watch.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Won't you be my?
Won't you be my neighbor?
I would
Choking a guy with a sweater.
honestly, if you gave me an episode of that where Mr. Rogers is playing in the background and it's him singing and Cap just taking dudes out, I would pay so much money to see that. That sounds fun.
I did laugh really hard at the Stan Lee cameo. I thought you'd be taller.
Yeah.
To be taller. Oh, man. This was the one I mentioned, I think it was last week, where it's like I watched this for the first time with some of our friends, and look, that opening scene, like calling each shot. Not that I'm good at that. It's just it's so predictable.
It's just the way those
And-
movies work.
And then I get yelled at for it, which sure.
That's the funniest
But
part.
it was like,
But Jared
Jared,
don't talk during
shut
movies."
up. I was like, but that's like, you've seen this. Because we were watching the DVD. I was like, no, I've never seen this. I remember hearing my sister say, like, I thought it was incredibly, like, cheesy. And
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, now it's like, that's the point. Then it was because I was, like, 17 when this came out. So it's like, oh, okay. And the special effects kind of look bad. It's like, yeah, but then it's like she says that in comparison with what came before. We just watched all what came before. It's like, no, this is pretty on par.
Yeah.
Outside of the first Iron Man, the second one, I guess it's a little more cartoony looking because instead of the one or two suits, there's a bunch of stuff. But
Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
like
not fit in.
no, it fits
mood-wise
in
or anything.
perfectly
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
I just remember she's like in the Red Skull. Like when you see him, he looks real bad, and then here it's like, yeah, that doesn't look very good.
See, I think it looks okay. I think a darker red would have been better. It's a little shiny. But outside of those two things, I think the prosthetics in the makeup department did a fairly good job on Red Skull.
Yeah.
Especially on the face rip. That face rip looked pretty good. I like that he had to grab the little bit from the back. I always love that little bit from the back grab. I don't know why.
I agree with Nick. I will say that face rip, I never knew that he was grabbing a piece from the back before. I only just noticed that this time.
Yeah, it's an extra thing where I feel like if he didn't do that, it just makes it feel more real that, hey, yeah, he got it. But there's still some there. Like, he didn't get the full prosthetic. I also like when he's yelling, you get a little bit of red poking out under his eyes. It's
Yeah.
drooping.
I also like the shot where the prosthetic falls into the flames. It's just so dumb.
And when the painter is painting the Red Skull, and you look at his palette, it's just black and reds, and you look at Toby Jones's face, and it's like, yeah, they all are so terrified of this man because of how hideous he is. Like, that's the thing they're scared about mostly.
And then that's also one of my favorite scenes is when he jumps across the clearly too far to jump warehouse to the other side over fire.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like in Moonrise Kingdom when Edward Norton's character has to jump across that raging river to save Harvey Keitel, and it's like you can tell there's wire. It's like purposely done, so it's like he jumps, he just floats a second, and it comes down.
It's the skyscraper effect.
That is exactly what it's like.
But the only difference is in this example, there's superpowers involved.
Everything is special. Oh wait, no, that's the next movie. I can't say that.
Also, all of those Tesseract people that were shot, I don't think any of them are dead. The Tesseract is a space
Gateway thing.
Like, they all just got teleported somewhere in space.
Yeah,
so
well, I mean,
random Nazis floating in space around random planets out there. And I would love for, at one point,
a what if where all the Nazis come back.
A Thor movie or Planet Hulk, you just see a guy in a Nazi uniform back there, just like scavenging, or like a homeless guy, but it's a Nazi. From this movie,
well, it'd be Hydra.
That's where he went.
It'd be the Hydra. It'd
be the Hydra uniform.
You know, that thing or whatever
One
they
of those
do.
3 guys that he took out were Nazi guys. Come into like, all right, what's your division doing? Adolf is not happy with you. He goes, oh, here's what I've been doing. Blast, blast. I also love him trying to calibrate and trace them around the room with the giant gun, and he's missing. He's like, no, there, there.
They did sort of do that with Red Skull at the end there. I mean, again, that's a ways away, but
yeah. Which
talk about a thing that, how do I put it, is connected, but everyone forgot about.
Yeah, it's like they really knew what obscure things to pull for that movie between this and the making it necessary to watch Thor 2.
It's also very. I will talk about this in the next episode, I'm sure. It's funny, the tiny little things that they put in there to make you think that they planned it all out in advance when they did not.
Yeah, like Feige had a loose idea of what he wanted to do, but it was nowhere near where we got.
No.
He was like, I want these movies made, and I want Thanos to be my villain.
And I want to make $6 billion.
Make it work. I just wish his original MCU would have worked out with the Fantastic Four and X-Men and all those Fox properties.
I mean, we're getting them now.
I know.
He had to make his own thing, and like, now I want them back.
Gimme.
Yeah, mine please.
Hopefully this next Fantastic Four movie will be something.
See, but they keep letting us down. There's
but
always
did you really
exceptions.
expect Fan Four Stick to...
Everything about that movie from the minute it was announced, I'm like, this is going to be garbage.
I'm not talking just Fantastic. I mean Marvel. Like, there are exceptions in the last couple years, but it's mostly been letdowns.
I mean, Multiverse of Madness was the last thing you were excited for.
That's not true. I got excited for Love and Thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because it was because it's like the year before, you know, like Eternals, whatever, and I don't think Wakanda Forever is that good at all.
Nope.
And it's like, okay, Doctor Strange, that first movie I really like, and then watching the movie, I'm like, man, there are parts of this I like. the whole
random
thing is
parts.
just
I like the
it's
random
just
parts.
not good. Oh, another Taika Thor movie. Taika's been falling for it, but at least I want to have fun again. I haven't had fun in a while. Ragnarok was a riot in the theater. I sat between Dickie and another person that was very loud, so it was very fun. And then for Love and Thunder, I'm just sitting there. I'm going, when's the movie gonna get like good or fun? This is kind of
I
bad.
was legitimately seething during Love and Thunder because Gore is one of my favorite comic book villains of all time, and they did not do him justice. I think Christian Bale was fine, but everything around it was just.
I sort of feel like they did Christian Bale dirty with that character.
I feel like they did. I think he made it work as best he could to where it was like I didn't hate him. Like they could put another actor in there and then just maybe also hate that character. But luckily, he saved enough of it for me to not despise that character going forward.
I guess
We'll
what
get there.
I'm just saying, it's like for a while, it's like I've post Endgame, I just not really cared. But then when I get excited, I get let down. So I stopped getting excited, and I'm still let down.
Oh no, you got excited for No Way Home, I think.
A little. It's good. That's one of the exceptions. But they just keep letting
You got
us
excited
down.
for Multiverse of Madness, and that's a letdown.
That's part of this whole rant. Is
Yeah.
they just keep letting me down.
I'm trying to think of other ones you got excited
A few
for.
of those
Thor.
I can't even really blame Marvel.
Well, yeah.
Thor I got
Directors
excited
on them.
for. I wasn't excited for Guardians 3, but it didn't let me down.
It's
Guardians 3 is really good.
it's solid. It's too long, and it's not brave.
I think it could have been longer.
It's a child movie.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Captain America.
Good movie.
Star Spangled Man with a plan.
Bring
Also
back
love
the
that
girl.
scene where Bear bonds, and all of a sudden cut to it's not playing with the soldiers because they're actually living it. Like that was a very good cut.
Again, first half is
Yeah.
actually
Really good.
good.
I
The
can't-
second half is a mess. Still fun, but
I've punched Hitler over 150 times.
I just like that they start throwing tomatoes and like, where'd they get those?
It's their rations for the week. They're like, it's better used for this.
that's just the old movie thing too. It's like the stage actor failing. It's like, did they bring these tomatoes with them? Or it's always like lettuce too, the big head of lettuce that they throw.
I also don't think that they would have said. This is me inserting a Marvel movie into the real world. I will say this before I say this. I also don't feel like the United States government would have sent a character like that to stand in front of the military that is fighting on the front lines and has suffered many heavy casualties to have him do his shtick.
That is exactly what America would have done. 1,000,000%.
Oh, yeah.
We did that.
Yeah,
Are you
we
sure?
They set
Yeah.
entertainers
Where do you-
over there.
Where do you think the USO?
Okay.
thing-
Entertainers like Bob Hope is different than someone trying to sell war bonds.
Isn't I could be. Talking
I don't
out
think
of
he was
school,
selling war bonds to them. I
but
think he was
isn't
doing his
that
show.
Part of
But
the Elvis thing, they wanted him to do that, and he was like, "No, if I'm going to do this for you, I'm just going to enlist. I'm going to join."
why Elvis joined?
I think that was part
No,
of,
he
didn't
was
they want
he
him
was.
to be like a pitch person.
I think the whole story is he was getting in trouble for something, so it was either that or get drafted.
That's
He
what it
got
was.
drafted,
Okay,
so
I knew
he
there was something where like,
so he
like,
was
I'll just do this
stationed
instead.
in
Okay.
Germany. Yeah, that was a whole thing, and they made it a publicity thing too because why not? And he was only gone for like 18 months, I thought.
Yeah, they used to do things like this all not quite as extreme because we don't have a superhero that we can completely equate that to. But oh yeah, and a lot of the U.S. guys are like, why are you sending them here? Like we're all dying daily. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
America.
America.
another franchise that's fallen off in the last few years.
I feel like we need to mention the music too. That theme, the overture is just, it's just. I don't want to say it's patriotic, but it's like uplifting and like
Patriotic.
Inspiring.
Yes,
Yeah.
there you go.
And
That's
patriotic.
inspiringly patriotic.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's
I'm
Alan
crippled,
Silvestri,
so don't
though.
talk back to me.
Here we go. But it's Alan Silvestri, so it's gonna be at least
Yeah,
full of camp.
whimsical.
Whimsical.
I also like the way
A lot
that
of
the end
whimsies.
credits are edited, the posters and the way they go through the, yeah, that's cool. That's another thing I was gonna say. I don't know if I said it. one of the things that I miss, and that this made me realize that I miss about early MCU, is how centric it is around the Stark family. And I just wish that there was something to be centric around in our current MCU.
It should be Kamala Khan. However you make it work, make it Kamala Khan.
How do they go back and do that then?
There is
They're
something.
starting to.
There is something centric right now, except they're going to jail.
That's
Oh.
true.
So they did, and then people being terrible
It wasn't.
changed
It
that.
wasn't in the same way though.
Oh no, because it wasn't handled well at all.
Well, yeah.
COVID also played a hand in that.
Didn't they say Spider-Man was going to be the new like centric part of the MCU at some point too?
I think they're scared to do that because at any point Sony could just be like, "He's ours now." I mean, they already did it once.
That's fair.
They already did it once.
That's right. Wasn't it? We almost didn't get that third one.
I think it was because, I could be wrong, I think Venom was a success, and they were like, "Bring him over. We want him back.
We want him for Spunk.
We have Spunk going on."
Isn't he supposed to be in the third Venom or something? Didn't I read
the
that?
rumor, but it's not confirmed yet.
I mean, that was also the rumor that Andrew Garfield was going to be in the movie, and then he said he wasn't when we all knew he was lying.
Can we just make the Spunk Andrew Garfield's universe?
Are you saying we didn't believe him saying he wasn't in it?
I'm saying we can see him.
Because he's not a good.
We can
I can't say that.
we can see him punching the lizard in the trailer, even though he's not in the trailer.
That's right.
He kicks the lizard.
He kicks him?
I think so. Yeah, I love the trailer. You just see the lizard fly off to the side with nothing touching him.
I really need a third Amazing Spider-Man. I know you don't like those movies, but I thought they were fun.
I like the first one.
I do too.
The second one is a movie that exists and I have viewed.
Think about if they went back and remade that with like No Way Home Electro.
I'm down.
Yep.
Just insert his scenes from No Way Home into
Yep.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 and you're golden.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm good. I just wanted to mention the music, really.
It is good music. Were you about to say
They
something?
should have thrown Captain Carter in the brig for firing her weapon at Steve because that ricochet could have killed anybody else in that room.
That is true.
She should not have gotten away with that. That's my only complaint.
All right.
I mean, she did catch him making out with another girl, so you can understand.
She didn't have all the facts. She pushed herself on him.
And
yes, he can lift a train above his head and he could have pushed back, but he's respectful.
and let's be just perfectly fair here. Agent Carter's the prettier one.
Debatable. I have a massive crush on Natalie Dormer.
Anyway, if you want to continue down this journey with us, Jared, where can they find us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, the funny TikTok, and X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
And you can listen to us on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring our bell. Make sure you like and rate and comment on all those apps. I think you can comment. And check out our groovy website.
And other than that, if you want to keep walking down this road with us and getting more and more phased out, come back next Tuesday. Are we on Tuesdays now?
Yeah, you said it at the beginning.
That doesn't matter. I'm not going to remember. Dude, I have cerebral palsy. Back off.
Evilist.
Anyway, continue along this journey with us as we get more and more phased out. There. Now it's going. What more do you want from me? Shut up!
I feel like anybody who watches this is going to get annoyed with the things I keep fidgeting with. Last week was a little piece of paper I was just rolling up and unrolling. It was a piece of string. That's what it was.
No greater gift for a child than a refrigerator box. We good? I'm waiting on you.
You
started,
don't
Jim.
even, oh, man, it's been a while. A whole week. What do I say again? God.
Greetings, nerds.
that's
Salutations.
Something like that.
Salutations, yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's the one riding the board.
Sure.
Yeah.
Until he takes it from him.
Yeah. He takes it from him.
Oh my
That's
gosh, there's a whole half of this
That's
movie
when
I don't
that's when we
remember,
get
isn't
Stomach
there?
TV, where the Silver Surfer retells the history of his people, but it's his stomach.
Not the history. It's Galactus.
Oh yeah, the history of Galactus, but it's his stomach. It turns into a little TV that shows the story.
And Galactus
It's
is a
real
giant.
weird.
Is a giant like.
There is
cloud
like
fart.
a whole portion of this movie I have blocked from my memory,
You saw
apparently.
the wedding get ruined, and you're like, I'm done with this movie. I wanted to see these nuptials.
Ah, my tuchus feels better.
Trying to think if there's a movie that says took us. Well, you see, I like women, especially ones with big.
America?
Don't cut it at me insulting America.
Oh yeah, he lost his virginity in this movie. I saw the girl.
Yeah, you would have never given Steve that 1A, you ableist. You're like, you're too scrawny. Asthma, get out of here.
I have asthma.
I know, you're like, I couldn't cut it, neither can you.